Hi there. As we start our STAAR review, I wanted to do a walkthrough of this first process that we're going to use for the next couple of weeks as we get ready for STAAR. And this should review all the stuff that you need to do so that you can feel confident when we start the STAAR test. So we're going to navigate to our course, either honors or on level, and this 6 weeks. And then we're going to go into this week and our Tuesday. And you can see it says Tuesday STAAR STAAR Review. So as we go along, you're going to navigate just like we have all year to get to where we're going for the STAAR Review. So if you look up here, it says Day 1 Nonfiction, STAAR. STAAR is Short Constructive Response. So we're going to go through the Short Constructive Response first, and then we'll move through all of the other kind of big concepts that we're going to have for the test. So we have nonfiction STAAR, fiction STAAR, and poetry STAAR, and then we have the STAAR genre review. So hopefully within the 2 periods, you'll be able to complete these 4 tasks. None of them will take an excessive amount of time, especially if you are working diligently. So as I open it up, there's going to be some instructions. It says use this link to navigate to Short Constructive Response. Then read the objective and watch the video. Scroll to the nonfiction passage and carefully read. Use the annotation tools to complete the handout. So the handout is here, and you're going to, yours looks a little different. You're going to submit assignment. To start that assignment, it will open it up and it will give you the handout. And then there's also an image here that has evidence-based sentence stems to kind of help you complete this. So it says use this link, and that's blue, so I'm going to click on it, and it's going to take me to the Power Up Your STAAR Game review. It's the RLA STAAR Bootcamp. So it says click the buttons below to access the lessons for today. And then there's all of these lessons that we're going to start going through. And the first is Short Constructive Response. So when we were on here, it says navigate to Short Constructive Response. It means I go to Short Constructive Response. And it said read the objectives. So the student learning objectives. Students will complete short constructive responses after having been given the first sentence of each response. Students will need to look back through the text and provide strong evidence and analysis. So what we're going to do to start this out, to kind of scaffold it, is give you the first sentence of the short constructive response, and then you are going to look back through the text and provide that text evidence and analysis. Okay? So we're doing the race strategy for the short answer, just like we've done all year. We're going to restate the question and answer the question. Then we're going to cite text evidence and explain. We're going to watch this video that's going to just review that with us. And then it says complete your handout by using the passages below. So the first passage is going to be nonfiction. And you may not be able to see this image, but that is the same handout that you have in Schoology. Okay? So, and there's nonfiction, fiction, and poetry for this one. So you're going to navigate back here to actually look at and complete this handout. This is just an image of the handout, but if your screen doesn't show it because of our Google restrictions, that's fine. You don't need to see the image here. Okay? So we're going to read through the passage, and then where it says nonfiction, it gives you the first part of the answer. Gives us the prompt. The prompt's over here. What can the reader conclude about Forrest Fenn from paragraph 2? And then up here, we have our race. We have the R and the A. We're restating the question and answering the question in this first sentence. From paragraph 2, the reader can conclude that Forrest Fenn sees his treasure as a way to inspire. So that's your RA, and you're going to add the CE. And the whole passage is just this little paragraph. So you don't have a ton to read. We are practicing that writing the short constructive response today. So the passages are not going to be long. Then here, you're going to read through the rubric. You want to get a score point 2. So the 0 and the 1 and 2 indicate what you would get on the STAAR. And that's just adding points. So these, you can see, like a regular multiple choice question, you would get either 0 points or 1 point. But for the short constructive response, you can get 2 points. For the extended constructive response, you can get 10 points. So we're going to practice both of those because they're high point earners. Okay, and then finally, after you have the RA, you're going to, on the annotations, you're going to make a box, you're going to type in the CE, you're going to cite some text evidence from this paragraph, you're going to explain your text evidence, and in our instructions, it talks about evidence and analysis. That's the same thing, that you're citing your text evidence and explaining it. Would be, they're using the word analysis. So don't let the language get you down, because the STAAR may use different language, okay? But you know, it's all basically just that same race strategy: restate, answer, cite, and explain, okay? So that is your nonfiction passage. And then you're going to do the same thing for a fiction passage, which in this case is a drama. It's a little piece of a drama. And then you're going to do the same thing for poetry. And you have the passage this time is a poem called Song of March. You're going to do the exact same thing. This one, the prompt says, how does stanza 6, lines 11 through 12, support the theme of the poem? And our answer and restate and answer says stanza 6 supports the theme of the poem by highlighting that spring is a time of renewal and growth. So you are going to add the CE, you're going to cite the text evidence, you're going to explain the text evidence, you're going to come down here, you're going to read through the rubric, and then the reflect on each of these is to write what you think you would have gotten and explain why you gave yourself that score. So you have to have an explanation about why you think that you have earned that score. Okay, so that's going to be those first 3 blocks for you to do.